Hello creepy cupcakes, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm doing this scary makeup look. Let's get into the video. I'm starting off by gluing my eyebrows down with an Elmer's glue stick just because I want to protect my eyebrows and we aren't going to need them for this makeup look. Next, I have my SFX wax and I'm just warming it up in between my fingers and making sure to get out all the lumps. You want to make sure to get it nice, soft, and smooth, and you can also apply some Vaseline to your hands to help you out. I'm applying Prosaide to my face. I would highly recommend working in sections first. So I would start with the upper part of the mouth first and then apply your wax, get that all situated, and then start the bottom part of the mouth and apply the Prosaide and then the SFX wax. The bottom part of the mouth was wanting to peel off, so I definitely would start with the upper first before moving to the lower. When the Prosaide goes clear, that's when it's ready for the wax to be placed on top. I'm rolling the wax into like a little worm, and then I'm putting them right on top of the Prosaide that I laid down, and then I'm smushing the edges and the middle of that wax to my skin. This is going to make sure that it's really adhering to my skin. Make sure to take your time with this. Working with wax can sometimes be very frustrating because it just is a very time-consuming product, but take your time with it. Make sure that it's really pushed down against your skin and that the glue is sticking to it. If the glue is not sticking to it, then go ahead and just pull it back off and apply some more Prosaide and stick it back on. You can use liquid latex, but you do have to work quickly with putting it right on top of that liquid latex as soon as possible, else you'll pretty much just get it peeling off and then you'll be disappointed. This look is inspired by HannahT.sfx, and I'll link her information down below so you can check out her stuff. Once you feel like the wax is pretty set on top of that glue, I'm taking a palette knife and I'm just going along all of the edges to start smoothing out the edges into my skin. I like to dip my palette knife into the Vaseline. This also helps to smooth down the edges and get a grip on that wax as well. I dipped my fingers in some Vaseline, and what I'm doing here is I'm just smoothing out some of the edges, and I'm also just going to start pretty much molding that mouth to make it stick out a little bit more. If you need to add a little bit more wax, then go ahead and add some more wax to it. I did add a little bit more wax to certain areas that I wanted them to be a little bit more protruding. Also, make sure to really apply that to the edges because this is what's going to help you smooth out those edges into your skin as best as possible. I use quite a bit of Vaseline and I'm pretty fearless with using this product, so you know, it just takes a little bit of time to start learning how to use this SFX wax, but it is pretty awesome once you get the hang of it. Once you feel like you have everything all nice and smoothed out, we're going to go ahead and work on our next section. Moving to the eyes, I wanted them to be very black and I didn't want to have to go back and touch them up. So I'm using the Urban Decay Blackout eyeshadow to black out both my eyes. This is the blackest eyeshadow that I've been able to find and it hasn't done me wrong yet. Moving to the eyes, I am going to start working in a little bit smaller sections because I know it's going to take me a little bit longer. So with Prosaide, I'm just putting that Prosaide at the bottom half of each of my eyes and letting that dry down a little bit. You want that Prosaide to be clear and it'll be pretty tacky, and then you'll know you can stick that wax down. So I'm just rolling up little worms and just attaching those to the bottom half of my eye. I'm repeating the same process that we did on the mouth, on the eye. So with my palette knife, I'm smoothing down those edges to make sure that they're adhering to my skin. I also, when I'm putting the Prosaide on, I like to drag out that Prosaide a little bit further because as you can see, that wax is going to come down a little bit further than probably that area that you solely wanted it because it needs somewhere to stick to. So add a little bit more Prosaide than you think you need, and if you end up having a little bit extra, then you can just powder it. This was my first time working with wax around my eye, so I would recommend, instead of building it up like I'm doing here, I would make that kind of half circle shape and then go ahead and attach it so that you're not trying to make that shape while it's already like on your face. I'm going in with Vaseline, I'm smoothing out those edges, and then my camera did die, but while that time was missed, all I did was apply some SFX wax from the eyes down to the mouth, just to make sure that looked pretty seamless. I'm starting to seal that wax with some liquid latex. This is going to keep that wax right in place so that it's not just like completely melting off your face. So make sure to apply a very generous amount of the liquid latex on top of the wax and bring it out just a little bit further than where the wax is, just to make sure that everything stays in place. When liquid latex dries down, it's usually extremely shiny, so I'm setting that with the Mayron setting powder to get rid of all of that shine. For the inside of the mouth, I'm going to start painting it black with black body paint. Comment down below if you really like looks like this, because I really enjoy doing creepy looks, so I think I'll do more. To ensure that everything is all one color, I'm going on top of the liquid latex and the wax all over my face with foundation. I'm going into my BH Modern Mattes palette, and I wanted to give this look a little bit of color, so I'm going into the pinky brown shades just to add a little bit of color before I put some blood splatter on. Moving on to the best portion of this look, I'm dipping a old toothbrush into some blood and I'm splattering the blood onto my face. This is the best way to get that like real blood splatter effect. So I'm just flicking that with my thumb onto my face and my body. And this is the completed look. I hope you enjoyed the video. Comment down below what I should call this look. If you liked the video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.